So while I was in San Francisco, I was so lucky. I had to go up for some family stuff, and both of my parents were out of town. Well, my mom and my stepdad were, so I was up with my dad, and we had a family event we had to go to. And I was so lucky when I was in San Francisco. I got the chance to go to Highlight 2015, and I also had VIP ticket for myself there. And it was bad. Parts of it were very bad. The event itself was very disorganized, but I'm so lucky and I'm so grateful. I'm going to talk about my highlight experience at Highlight 2015 in San Francisco. So in the morning they didn't announce it until the night before, which the whole event was really disorganized and it was a mess. And they didn't announce like the procedure until the night before. And then in the morning we had to go to the Holiday Inn, to like this random check-in place, and everyone was trying to check in the morning, and the line was super long and people were waiting in line for like over an hour. But since my last name, and they had a separate line for last names with A through N, and then everybody else in the separate line, and the A through N line was going really fast, and they didn't even have a sign that was saying like A through N, but they would just like yell A through N, come this way or something. And so we went that way, and for us it was super fast. And then for a while there was nobody at that line, like, and the people over there was nobody getting signed in with them, and I was like they should have, and there was other people waiting in line for multiple hours, and like they should have started letting those people go through the line because it was empty, and it just like didn't make any sense. And the seating, they said they were gonna send out an email the night before, and then nobody got an email. They also, the seating, like, I would have liked to have been able to request a seat, or I would have paid more money to be able to be in like one of the front rows in the front middle section and that was super annoying because I really wanted that. And it was also my first like concert event kind of thing. And so okay, so finally the actual event thing happened at 5, and so everyone shows up at 5, and we're there at 5, and we're waiting in this super long line, and then the security guards are saying, everyone who has a wristband, the line's this way. So I'm walking around the block to the end of the line, and the line didn't move for until 5:30, and then it started moving, and then we get to the front of the line, and I flash my wristband, and the security guard lets me through the door, and I scream really loud. Sorry. Because they were right there signing the posters, and I turned my head, and there's V, and he's sitting there, and he has these adorable little glasses on, and he looks so adorable, and my heart was beating so fast, and I was so nervous, and because I like didn't know what I was gonna say, I didn't know anything, and I was just like, oh my god, what is going on? And so I get in the autographing line thing, and I'm confused. I'm it was like a factory line, the TGM people were just giving them posters, bam, 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 poster, and they were trying to sign and hi, and be really fast and do everything. And so I didn't quite know what was going on, and I was like, huh, what? And the security guard's like, your paper's already halfway down the line, go catch up to it, move over. And so so I had to quickly rush, and I didn't even get to say anything to V or Jin, and I love crazy. Okay, whatever. And it's fine. And so I like run up and it's that rat monster, and he signs it, and I'm just like, hi. And he looked like a beautiful fish with his silver hair. So beautiful. They all looked amazing. And then Jungkook is next. And so he's, oh my god. And so I like take the step and I turn my head, and when I look, he's like already looking at me. And then when I'm like standing in front of him, and he's like in front of me, and he's like so close. And and it's just like he's like, everything in that moment like disappeared, and it was just me and him. Like, I couldn't hear anything else. Like, I couldn't feel like my shaking hands anymore. It was just like me staring at his beautiful face, and it was like really intense eye contact between the two of us. Like, I don't think either of us blinked for 10 seconds while he was like slowly writing his, oh my god, it was really intense. I was just like, the only thing I kind of remember from that moment is his face and me being like, oh my god, this is really happening, holy crap. And I was just like my heart skipped a beat, I swear to god. And then Jimin is next, and by the time I like step over and then our eyes, like, we stop looking at each other and move on, it was like a heartbreaking moment. But then I like finally like got enough courage, and I just like really quickly I was like, hi Jimin. And he just like, I think he looked up and he's like, hi, and like I was like, yes. And then I was too nervous to say anything to anyone. I don't know, because I wasn't prepared. They didn't say that it was gonna be right at the entrance. And so after the autographing session, I'm in the courtyard with the girls that I was in line with, and one of their moms taps me on the shoulder and says to me that Rap Monster, Namjoon, sorry for the pronunciation if I did that wrong, that he apparently had said that I have, when I had turned to Jung and I was having my Jungkook moment, apparently they said that I have beautiful hair, which I don't know, it like really means a lot to me. So then everyone from autographing is waiting out in the courtyard. But after a while, I went up to the front entrance again because I was waiting for my dad to arrive. And so I'll wait over there, then they finally arrive. And that time they're like starting to let people in, but they weren't saying. So I was like trying to, and everyone was crowding the door, and I was trying to ask a question. I'm like, excuse me, what's going on exactly right now? And then I was able to show my wristband, and then they let me in, and I was like waiting in the line, and then I saw some of the girls I was talking with earlier like going in, so I like went up and caught up with them. And then I went to my seat, which was D26, so it was on the right hand side. Yes, I think, I don't know. If you're like coming in, it's on the right hand side, like really far on the right hand side, so like the speakers are in front of me, so I can barely see them, which was a hard moment for me. And so we're all like, and so people are sitting down, and then I hear loud noises, and I turn, and it's just like swarms of people are coming in, and they're coming up, and they're like, is this seat taken? Is this seat taken? Is this seat taken? And then they're sitting down in these seats, and these are like general admittance people and they're getting really good seats, and some of them have even got front row seats, while us VIP people have spent over $200, and some of us are like pretty far back, and that was really annoying. People were trying to get security to move people. It was just a lot of hectic stuff was going on, and I it was just really crazy. And so my dad had asked one of the security guards if we could, after it starts, if we could like go up to the front area, because there was like a lot of room in the front, not like seating wise, but there's just like space in the front to stand and stuff. And the security guard told him that we could when it starts, when the music starts and stuff. And so we were like super pumped up to do that. And oh yeah, speaking of seating, one of my like people who I know, she had like a general minutes ticket, but she found a wristband on the floor for VIP at the check-in that somebody had dropped, and she like kept it and she wore it, and she got even better seats than me because she was like second row. And like they didn't even check people, like because they gave people accidental VIP wristbands. They didn't even check on the websites to like see if this person had really purchased VIP and stuff. But so anyways, we're sitting down and then the music starts and the concierge guy comes on. He was cool, I guess. Yeah. And so everybody's kind of like getting, yeah, we're all waiting for BTS, though. And so he does 5 songs and then exits. And then BTS comes on and they do N.O. I don't remember now what does. But the audio was really bad because like I could barely hear them singing, and it was just like the speakers were like the ones playing the loud music part, not like the singing. The microphone volume was like way too low, and I could barely hear them talking when they did their like 2-minute English thing, and I could barely hear them singing. And the hard part was, so there's like, it's hard to look at all of them when they're on stage. I'm like, oh, I don't even know. I'm just like trying to like, okay, I don't know. It was pretty cool though. And so me and my friend, we move up to the front area, and I'm jumping up and down during like their, like, it was kind of during like the end of their song, and they're getting their water and they're starting their little English thing. And I'm like jumping, and Jimin like quickly looks at me like, he's like, and then like quickly looks, he like kind of like looks and smiles and then looks away really fast. And I'm like, my arm, and then yeah, and then the security guard got like really upset, and he's like, you guys need to take a seat right away. And so we're like, okay, sorry, we had talked to somebody earlier about coming up front and doing that, and he's like, well, I'm saying you gotta sit down in your seats. And I was like, okay, so we had to go back to our seat. But then everybody in the area was like piling up in the corner, like, so like some people were like in front of the stage, kind of, but like in the corner. So the security guard didn't really like notice us or something. And it was super annoying because also the people on the other side, on the left side, and the people in the middle could get like pretty like far away from their seat, like especially in the front, they would get like super close up, and like, and there was like tons of space over there, and it was like, why, and why? And so after a while, I was like jumping up and down. I was jumping up and down again, and I was like so energetic. I was going like above the heads, and I was like jumping and like waving my arms. I couldn't do any screaming because my throat was already like sore from like, I don't know, I like woke up with a sore throat. Sorry. And then we get on there, I'm jumping up and down, and J-Hope looks at me, and I'm just like still jumping. I'm like look at me, and then he like gives me a thumbs up, or like in my area he like thumbs me up. He's like, And I was like, ah, my heart again. And it was exciting, super exciting. And I was like, oh my god, yes. But it was really hard to hear, as I said, and the audio was bad. Like, could barely hear them singing and talking, which sucked because I really wanted to. They did Dope and I Need You. They did 4 songs, and the opening act did 5. But they did 4 songs, so they did 2. Was it 2? Yeah, they did 2, and then they like went off, and then they came back and did 2 again. But it was super short, so the event, they started at 7, and it was over by like 7:30-ish. And like, I kind of was expecting like a little bit more, like at least more songs than the opening act. But I don't know, I was just like, and then me and my friend, we started getting the crowd, we're like, BTS, and then everyone was chanting, and we're like waiting, no, but then we were hearing them taking off their microphones, and we're like, and so everyone's sitting down in their seats, and they're announcing that, oh yeah, there was a very strict no camera policy, apparently, and yeah, that kind of sucked, because I really wanted pictures. And so they're like, okay, if you're VIP or group photo people, come outside into the courtyard. And so all of them, we all get up, we go out to the courtyard area, and the courtyard's this like outside parking lot, and it was freezing cold, and we were out there for so long. Like, it was really cold, and like people like who like didn't even have the photo pass ended up getting photos, and they like barely checked your wristbands, and it was really annoying because the people who got the $50 t-shirts weren't supposed to get high touch, but then they ended up getting a high touch, which, I mean, like, if that good for them, but like some of us like paid all our money for that. Can you turn that down? So after the concert, when we're all waiting in the freezing cold, nobody's really sure what to do, so I mean, a line kind of started to form, but they let all of the general and minutes people have high touch before the VIP people. So by the time like it got to high touch for VIP people, the boys had no chairs or anything, or ropes or anything too. So they were like tired of standing, I guess. They were pretty tired, and they all looked really tired and annoyed. And so we are like trying to figure out what the line is for, and we're like trying to ask the security guard, and he looked at me and he's like, I'm not going to repeat the answer again. You should have been paying attention. And I'm like, sorry, I was on the other side of the courtyard. I just walked over here because I'm really confused. I'm sorry. And so after, it was like maybe an hour, it was like by 9 o'clock, the line, I think, started moving or something, and people started going in, and the guy told us, I think his name was Mark or something, from TGM. I mean, like, I barely saw any of the TGM staff. It was mostly just security guards, and when I saw Tanya and Nadia, they were like trying to like, it was like the two of them were kind of like the only ones like work. I don't know. It was just like 90% of the staff was security guards, and they were like, and then apparently high touch and group photo was at the same time. So I'm like, we were all really confused, and then they started, and then originally it was supposed to be groups of 8 people, and I had pictured like, oh, you get to like stand in between the members. This is gonna be totally worth the $100 I paid for, that I had been saving up. And so then I'm like, and then they're like, get in groups of 25. We're like, what? And like, it's just like 25 people, like, really? And then so me and my friend, we went in the bathroom and we were like reapplying some makeup, and so by the time we come out, this guy is like running up to us and he's like, hurry, get in line, the security guard's trying to cancel your pass if you're not in your group. And we're like, what? And so we're like running, and the security guard's saying that there needs to be one more person in that group. And so he said 2 more people, so me and my friend started running. Then he's like, oh, never mind, 1 more person is needed. And we're like, oh, we've driven 9 hours, we can't separate now. And then it was so funny because the last group of people, they were like getting all like upset, and they're like, let the 2 girls in and just take one of those people out and put them in our group. These 2 girls have come all this way, and let them be together or something. And it was like really touching. And so we got put in the second to last group because yeah. And so we were in line, and then we're like, oh crap, and so we're like trying to like quickly fix ourselves up or something, and we like walk in, and I like freeze up all over again. I'm like and so I kind of like, oh my god, so embarrassing, I can't even talk about it. I was forgetting how to do high fives. Like, I'm like, wait, who was first? I don't know anymore. I can barely remember. I just remember like trying to high. I can't remember because I think it was Jungkook was first, I think, and I can't remember. I don't know if I was looking at him or not, but when I don't remember if we had. No, I don't even remember much about that. Like I just remember like freaking out, and I was just like really nervous again. And I kind of just like remember like the first 2 high fives were normal, and then I like did this really stupid idea of like trying to be funny by and so V was next. Oh my god, no, this is so stupid. And I was trying to be funny by going in for a high five, and then I go like, oh, and then give him a real high five. And so I tried to do that, but it was like really bad at it. And he's just like, huh? Or something. I don't even know. He's just like gave me like this look. He's just like, I don't even know. Oh my god, I was so embarrassed. I'm like, oh, I'm embarrassing myself in front. I was really embarrassed. And then I did the same thing to Ram Monster, who was next in line, and that was so embarrassing. Oh my god, I was so bad at high-fiving. Like, it's not even funny. Like, messed up high-fiving. Like, and then Jin was next, and like I had this like remember of somebody earlier in line saying like, if you do like a handshake and you hold your 2 hands in their 1 hand, that it's like a high respect or something. Like, and so I tried to do that, but I ended up like sandwiching his hand or something. I was like, oh, and he gave me this weird look. He's like really confused, and he's just like, and it was really embarrassing. I'm like, oh darn it. And so then I quickly high-five Sugar, and all I'm thinking is how embarrassing, and I'm like, oh my god, I've just embarrassed myself, even though they'll probably forget who I am in the next 10 minutes. But, and then I like didn't get a high-five Jimin, and like I was like trying to, but the lady was like, okay, everybody get ready for the group photo, kneel down and stuff. And I was like, and I like kind of like reached my hand out, and like Jimin, like, it was like a really like sad high-five. I was like, Jimin. It was like really sad. And then so I'm kneeling kind of like not in between, but like behind Suga and Jimin, and I like really wanted to kind of like scoot in between them, but I mean they already looked really annoyed and tired because they've been like standing and working really hard, and I didn't want to like be rude or anything, so I kind of just like sat behind, like kneeled behind them, but I really wanted to be in between them. And I gave bunny ears on Jimin. Like last one I thought, I'm like, and then we get up and like there's like people and there's like a lady, and the lady, I'm like trying to like say goodbye or like thank you or something now that I finally like worked up the courage to say something. So I turned to say something to Jimin. I was gonna say like, thank you so much for coming, please get some rest. And the lady grabs my arm and she's like yelling goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. And she grabs my arm and like pulls me through the door. And I'm like, cause I it was like so fast. You barely got, like the people with the general minutes who went first probably got more time. And like they were and they like made high touch even faster because apparently some people were like stalling extra long. And I heard that some people went through high touch like twice because nobody was monitoring and nobody was checking wristbands. So they just like went out one door and in through the other door, which was really annoying. And like security guard, I don't know, they were just kind of like, people working there were like rude to me, like by grabbing my arm, and they're like, move over and stuff like that. But overall, like I'm really glad I got to see them, and like now next time I'll have a little bit more courage and I'll hopefully be able to say something besides hi Jimin. And oh my god, I messed up. And they work so hard and they're just like constantly on tour because they had the thing that's really bugging me about the highlight event is how there's only like one day in between each concert. So basically like they perform, they get up, go on the airplane, arrive, rest up a teeny bit, and then they sleep, and then it's the next day and they perform. And the day before they came here, Red Monster, Suga, and J-Hope had that like other concert in Korea, and when they got back from the Red Bullet, they like they just like spent their time and they had to work on the teaser trailer for their new album, which I'm super excited for. And I mean, I really want them to do like a part 2 to the Red Bullet because I really wanted to go. But I mean, I really want them to also like, they need proper rest because they work so hard and they've been working non-stop. And they're like, yeah. But overall, like, I'm really glad I got to like have that experience, but the event was kind of disastrous, and now I'm sick from being in that freezing cold courtyard for 2 hours, making all I was really annoyed that I paid over $200 for my VIP ticket, and some people paid like $70 and they found and they got a VIP ticket and they got like a VIP wristband on accident, or they found it on the floor, or they got the better seating because they ran up and definitely another thing that it was so amazing to like realize that they're like real people, and I don't know, just everything was so amazing. And it's definitely, your bias changes definitely after you have a personal experience at like a high touch. Oh my god, sorry, I'm in the car and we're on the freeway and it's a little bumpy ride. But it definitely, I mean, I still love B, but I really didn't get any time I didn't even get a chance to say hi. And when I high-fived him, I like totally embarrassed myself too. But I mean, it's kind of changed a little bit, and it probably will for like most people who have like personal experiences with them at a highlight and stuff. But overall, I'm so glad I could go. It was amazing, and 10 out of, and I mean, like, I would do it again just to see them and be that close to them again. I would, but if I did it again, yeah.